you ever looked at an octopus and thought these creatures are just too different to have evolved from this planet? Well, if you have, you might be onto something. According to a paper published in the journal Progress in Biophysics and Molecular Biology titled Cause of Cambrian Explosion, Terrestrial or Cosmic, the argument is very well laid out that the origin of the octopus could have been from another world. To better understand this theory, let's first dive in to what the Cambrian explosion actually is. The Cambrian explosion refers to an event that took place between 541 to 530 million years ago. The event saw the birth of organisms in our universe. It is believed that between 20 to 35 phyla were created, many of which produced the makeup of modern animal life as we know it today. We believe that at the beginning of this period, life began to evolve and produced hard-shell bodies made from calcium carbonate. Many species of animals can be traced back to developing their harder parts around this time. At the same time, however, it is also believed that animal species that lived along the seafloor began to develop as well, from a sponge-like ancestor, also sparking the creation of the ocean's first reefs. So what does this mean in relation to our extraterrestrial cephalopod friends? Well, according to the scientific paper published, around 540 million years ago, similar to the time of the Cambrian explosion, frozen octopus eggs in a cryopreserved state crash-landed on Earth attached to a meteor. Now, that's a lot to take in, for many different reasons. We are now supposed to believe that not only are octopuses aliens, but that they were cryopreserved, much like Han Solo in Empire Strikes Back. But as crazy as the idea seems, it actually is backed by a fair amount of people in the scientific community. Of course, some people are dismissing the idea altogether, but if we keep an open mind and read more into it, the idea isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. There are many aspects of the octopus that continue to baffle scientists even today. Their evolutionary path, for one, is puzzling, and it doesn't entirely make sense. We aren't entirely sure as to why octopuses are so smart. They don't seem to follow any of our pre-existing knowledge of animal intelligence. Their closest relatives, snails, slugs, clams, oysters, and mussels, don't represent other intelligent animals. Many people know about how smart an octopus can be, perhaps most famously made aware by videos of octopus even opening jars. But we now know that the octopus is even more emotionally complex than we ever thought. Research shows that they even go so far as to get extremely emotional about pain. And if you've seen the film My Octopus Teacher that was released in 2020, you can see how emotional these creatures can get. For this reason, the British government now protects the octopus from acts of cruelty, much like the same treatment given to dogs. This came based on a scientific report at the time that came to the conclusion that octopus and other cephalopods, mollusks, and decapod crustaceans should be regarded as sentient beings. So how did this being develop into one of the smartest animals on the planet? Could it be that they didn't originate from this planet in the first place? To quote directly from the paper, its large brain and sophisticated nervous system, camera-like eyes, flexible bodies, instantaneous camouflage via the ability to switch color and shape are just a few of the striking features that appear suddenly on the evolutionary scene. This terrestrial evolution occurred thanks to cryopreserved squid and or octopus eggs crashing into the ocean on comets several 100 million years ago. While I am more than willing to jump on board and say octopuses are aliens, I think we have to take a step back and hear a different point of view. According to Ken Steadman, an American virologist and professor of biology at Portland State University, many of the claims in this paper are beyond speculative and not even really looking at the literature. Steadman pointed out that scientists had mapped the evolutionary tract of the octopus back in 2015 and found that the nervous system genes had split from the squids around 135 million years ago. This, of course, would be well after the Cambrian explosion, which again occurred between 541 to 530 million years ago. However, could this simply mean it was the squid eggs that crash landed on Earth 540 million years ago, then allowing the octopus to split from the squid gene 405 million years later? This would allow the timeline that Stedman pointed out to exist, while also allowing the theory of cephalopods from outer space to continue as well. So are octopuses aliens? If you can't already tell, I'm kind of rooting for them to be. But as of right now, I would say we need much more evidence to determine that they are. One thing's for sure though, the octopus is an extremely fascinating animal that warrants interest not just because they might be extraterrestrial. Thanks so much for watching this video. If these types of videos about the ocean and marine life interest you, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and be on the lookout for more content like this in the future. Please like this video and leave a comment and let me know what your opinion is on the octopus and if you think they originated from outer space. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully we'll see you back here soon to learn more about the Big Ol' Blue.